Hi everyone, welcome back to Window Chats with Robyn, the Instagram live show where I legitimately sit by my window and talk to interesting people. It's also available on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and available afterwards for those of you whose time is not convenient to come on. I see Rose. Hi Rose, nice to see you. And I see Marcus, who is the guest, so we should probably invite him in. Oh Marcus, you're a pro at this. We're gonna invite him in. Getting excited and praying to the Instagram gods that this works. Also, I'm wearing a Yale shirt because Marcus is super smart. Oh, hey, this worked. Oh, did it? Oh, your face
Not
is
quite.
weird.
I can't quite
Oh,
yet.
I was excited.
Ah!
Hi. I was explaining why, so multitasking, of course, Rose. I was explaining that I wore a Yale shirt because you're very political. So in case I can't contribute, I'm just going to be like, guys, I went to Yale. So kind of a big deal.
If I knew we were using cheap tricks, I would have grabbed my prescriptionless glasses just to like chew on the stem. You don't.
Indubitably, of course.
This is I've never done one of this before. This is I've got it set up inside like something that looks like that.
Whoa, you got
And
fancy
so, like,
lighting.
Yeah, it. There we go.
Okay, check your angles. Let's, as the actor, I'm liking this. I see your whole face. How are you feeling about your lighting? Are you okay?
I think we're good. How do you
Okay.
feel about it? We're good?
I think you look great. I'm going to try my best. There only is one of us that can talk at once. So I'm going to try my best to, when you're talking, because you're the featured guest. And, oh, hello from Edmonton. Hello, Jamie. That's exciting. Yeah, so a fun thing about this is there's going to be people, they're going to write comments, choose to respond or not. I've learned that there are things called trolls. So I'm trying not to respond to every comment I read. It's they're not all meant to be read out loud. I learned that the hard way, and we move on from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got comments blocked off because of this weird mesh frame that I set my phone in. So take that, trolls. I can't read what you say.
There you go. There you go. You were prepared. I didn't even warn you about that. Every other thing but that. I'm like, I don't know. Non-self-tape. I don't know how to instruct these guys. I don't know. Maybe Instagram will work today. That's usually what I write. But thanks for joining me. Let's discuss everything about how awesome you are because you're pretty cool.
And then the next 50 minutes of the hour, we'll just discuss other topics that are easier to digest.
Oh, yeah. I've got a bunch in mind. I was just watching the news in case we ran out of conversation topics. I'm good to go. But I don't think we'll run out of things to talk about. That being said, I was very worried because so I know Marcus and I also know his friend Zach, who's now my friend. And it's kind of, I know the three of us together. So I was worried that what if it's that Seinfeld moment where I'm Elaine and you're George and we need Marcus or we need Zach, I apologize, to be that buffer, right? I don't think that'll be the case, but if that is the case, we'll just blame Zach. Zach, you weren't here. Chat was ruined.
An emergency like call a friend line and just like have him say hi guys.
He's at work. He said he was busy and that's fair. I'm like, this is my job, okay? I have stuff. This is my thing. So there you go. Okay, yes, but Marcus, so many questions. For those of you that have never met Marcus, okay, we have to start with your TikTok, which I am fascinated by this, how you go on these monologue diatribes, these political, I don't know how you do it. I don't know what inspired it, and I need to know everything about it. So the floor is yours.
All right. Well, it started as just catharsis when we have nothing else to do. I had been kind of experimenting with this sort of thing on like Instagram stories and Facebook stories, just to friends and whatnot. You know, things that were kind of inspired, but obviously there's a heavy Rick Mercer vibe because there's all sorts of graffiti hanging around. People like Seth Meyers, Stephen Colbert, but also, sorry, make sure this is off. But as I was doing this, my incredibly talented and lovely girlfriend Tracy was trying to convince me, like, you should check out the TikTok because it's a thing that's happening. And I at first just saw it as like, isn't that thing where people just dance? They copy each other's dance and they do it back and forth. I don't think I wanted to do that. But she assured me that I can just do whatever I want, and it turns out I can. And so it gives me a fun chance to create something several times a week, 5 or 6 times a week. It gives me a chance to be cathartic and get it off my chest, because you have no idea how many times in the morning I would just start the day when there's not quite enough coffee in me, and like something would be on the news, and next thing you know, I'm like just pacing across my living room back and forth, being like, I can't believe what's happening right now. And that it ruins the rest of the morning. So that's kind of the start of where it was, and it's just kind of continued.
It's very impressive for those of you who have not seen it, because you're talking to yourself, but also you're talking so fast, and you're outside battling the elements. I love where is it windy? Maybe in that clip, but not in the second clip. And it's just so fun to watch. And then the actor in me that's over analyzing, I love seeing your hand in your sunglasses. That's really fun. But it's just being able to express yourself that quickly, because you only have 60 seconds, right, on TikTok?
Yeah, yeah, that can definitely be constraining. It's definitely improved me as a writer, because now I actually have to edit what I say. I can't just go off endlessly. I have to try to keep it compact, to try to make it easily digestible, because I like flourishes and purple prose, and I think a lot of that still gets in there. But as for the elements, they can be very infuriating. It could be like, yeah, everything's fine. It's a nice calm day. The sun's out, and suddenly you turn it on to start, and it's like wind gusts just come, and it's like, why? And it was especially difficult. Again, Tracy had the great idea to get a gimbal, so I can stick my phone inside of one of those things that just kind of keeps it steady as you move. Because before that, I was just keeping it in my hand, and I kind of got shaky hands to begin with. And when
that was a fun. I thought it was real. So look at this guy. We're going on an adventure. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's like very guerrilla.
Yeah.
But then, as it was already, because I started in like December, so you're like mid-January, it's also like really cold. And so if you're out there for a long time and you're just like freezing. And speaking, like bringing it back to trolls for a second, you get a lot of them on TikTok too. For the most part, it's quite funny. But my favorite troll job, and I thought this was so accurate because the actor in me was just like, oh, that was well played. This person just wrote, struggling actor can't conquer shaky cam. And I was like, oh, you knew where to hit.
I'm laughing, but that was well done, troll. That's unfortunate.
They're just fun, you know.
Are they? Marcus, this is very interesting. I'm going to sidebar. You
Yes.
look like you're sweating. I know you're not sweating, but the actor in me wants you to. Are you sweating? Are you nervous?
I had the not so smart idea to wear a hoodie inside my apartment. Lovely, fantastic. I love this place. But I'm right next to a boiler room that heats the entire building. So when it's like that spring to winter flow changeover, it becomes a very dangerous time.
Okay, so we're gonna put out the disclaimer. You're not nervous to be on this. You're just in a bad location, bad outfit choice. That's fair. You didn't choose the Yale shirt. That's fine. That's fine.
And then
do you want to do a costume change? Are you feeling
You know what? Maybe I'll try a costume change.
I've never had one before. Maybe maybe not on camera. There might be children. I don't really know anyone's profile. Okay.
Completely fine. We'll do several of them just to shake things up.
There you go. Okay, so we're going to have our first fashion show on Instagram Live. Marcus is changing, for those of you just tuning in. He's a little hot, and he was sweating. And honestly, I don't want people to look sweaty on my Instagram Live. I want them to look their best. I'm okay that I look whatever, but Marcus, we need to showcase him. Also, we're going to stare at his posters right now. Cat Noir. That's Black Cat, isn't it, in French? Absinthe. I know that's a drink. I didn't know that was a play. Maybe it's a promotional poster for the drink. Great shows. 2 great shows. Ooh, what were the great shows? See, these are, again, additional. Were you hearing anything I was saying?
Oh, I heard.
Oh, you did? Well, I'm like, what else am I going to chat about? Other things? Okay.
hoping to set up something before I left to help, and I didn't. I just ghosted the scene. So in my lovely posters in the background, that is indeed an advertisement for Absinthe, old-timey French advertisement. We've got a lovely black cat, because I have a black cat, and he kind of rules the roost. So that's a nice reminder. And it looks like an opera ad or something. I like this.
We only see the bottom half of that one, but that's good to know. It's an opera ad.
So
what are the two great shows in the poster? What's the other show?
That one is just like some sort of 50s 3D themed. So frankly, it could be your two favorite shows, and just apply them to that.
Okay. I like it.
Choose your own.
We have a request. Ooh, English. We have a request from Clement for a wardrobe change every 10 minutes. I don't have my clock here, but Marcus, if you feel compelled, you want to show off some wardrobes, guys, look at my V-necks, look at my leather jacket look. I don't recommend the leather jacket due to the heat.
Yes.
Yes.
Also, I got myself like a hot cup of tea.
We're just going to do, okay, this will be, how much can we make Marcus sweat today? This is awesome. I didn't see it going this way, and that's why we have the lives. You never know what's going to happen. We were discussing your TikToks, and then
pointed out
I just wanted you to, in case you watch it back, you go, God, I was sweaty.
it looks like Robyn's grilling me.
Right? Like, no one wants to go on my lives after this. What did you do to poor Marcus?
My TikToks. Yeah, I made TikToks, okay?
Well, why are you asking me all these questions? I don't know. I tried.
To finish up with the TikToks and the elements, now there is a new element to contend with in nicer weather. So while it's not so cold that it's hard to move my mouth anymore in some of them, there's a lot of people around. And they you know, they've been cooped up for months. They want to get out. They want to play. Doesn't help me.
What's your ideal time then now? Do you go super early morning? Do you wait till nighttime? Although nighttime, you wouldn't get the natural light, so strike that.
I try to go for like the late afternoon, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, because also direct sunlight is also very bright and you're kind of washed out, and you know, and I'm sure a lot of people, if they're listening like to political commentary, they're very, very concerned with how I appear on camera as much as I am.
Excuse me, appearance. What if there's multiple people doing it and you have to stand out and be, who do I like looking at more while they have the same political commentary? There you go. The non-sweaty outside. That's the sweaty on IG Live, non-sweaty TikTok Marcus.
Love it.
Yeah, there you go. Also, your voice is amazing for those political diatribes. It is, I keep saying diatribe. Is that even a word? I'm questioning every English word I say.
No.
It is? Okay.
I'm going to use it in my next one.
There you go. This is a political diatribe.
Diatribe.
This is how I dance now in my little square. I'm bringing back the Backstreet Boys. I tried to do it once, and then the IG Live I did it on, I didn't realize the end got cut off, which was probably for the better. But I decided to bring it back so I could have it on one IG Live, apparently, right now. So this is what happens when I'm with someone that can improv and doesn't care what I say. Because I'm like, Marcus will just roll with whatever I throw at him.
Whatever. Are we doing a Backstreet's back? All right.
Nah.
All right.
They don't do that, but they should.
Oh, they should.
This is my move in every Zoom dance party, which is not a thing that I've ever really done, but yeah.
Also, a fun little fact, this mug that says tea, which is also helpful because it lets me know to put what in what mug. Gift from our friend, Zach.
Yes! Shout out to Zach Summers.
He got me a tea and coffee mug as part of a Secret Santa, and I'm still using them like 2 years later.
That's amazing. I see the comedian in moi. I would put the coffee in the teacup and vice versa. Don't tell me what to put in my cup.
I get too easily confused. I'll be like, but wait, is it tea, coffee? Is this milk? It would just get so confusing.
It is. I like to mess with my head because there's not enough going on in there right now. So there you go.
But speaking of Zach, you, myself, and he met in pretty cool circumstances.
We should share this story with the world. It is a great story. The more it depends on the person I tell it to, though. Because yeah, I met Zach and Marcus on a subway. What does that mean?
But now we set the context of it. So we're in North York. That's already weird. And Zach and myself are up there because our good friend and incredibly talented Claire Renault was doing a play in the North York Center for the Performing Arts. We just went to see it. You were at the adjoining theater. So what were you seeing again?
So it was from Angel Walk Theater. They were doing, I think it was a celebration, like a 10-year celebration. Oh, I could be very wrong, but I think the cake said 10 years.
That's clear.
Okay, that sounds familiar. Shout out to Angel Walk, Brian Goldenberg, a cousin of a cousin. If someone's married to your second cousin, what relation are they to you?
Brian Goldberg. Does he have a sister named Jen?
Yeah, that's how. So Jen was messaging. Yeah, that whole connection. There's more connections from this one. Anyways, we're getting off track. That's on me. You were telling a beautiful story.
But this is kind of how it all started. So we're walking. Both theaters get let out at the same time, and we're walking up the street. It's young. It's the only street in North York I know. And randomly, as Zach and I are walking, this woman comes up to us and is like, "Hey guys, what did you just see?" And we explain what's going on. And this woman, who, spoiler alert, is you, is like, "Yeah, I just was in the show next door. I wrote it." And we're gullible hayseeds from the big city. We're like, "Oh, wow, that's so cool. That's amazing. How'd the show go?" And so we're talking about the show you didn't write for about 10 minutes as we search for the subway. And I want to say just before we got on the subway, we were like searching for the subway. And I've got a feeling that maybe between trying to find the subway station entrance and having to continue this ruse, you're just like, "I can't do both, guys. I made it. It's a lie. I just know these people." And we were pretty impressed. We're like, "Wow, that's a pretty impressive." It was like 10 minutes.
I don't remember this lie. I actually did not remember this part of the story. So thank you for reminding me. That does sound like something I would say. Yeah. And
it helps explain, because at first we're like, "Wow, this complete stranger is investing a lot of time in talking to us." But then when you talked about like how you were like lying to us for 10 minutes, we're like, "That's impressive." Okay. So now we get on the subway, and now we're like friends, because we're like, that's an experience that has never happened to any of us before. Or I'm speaking for you, of course, but for us, that's an experience that's never happened before, and that was fun.
I also have to preface, I am directionally challenged. So I think at one point I was talking to my husband on the phone, and I think I said, "Okay, Mike, I don't know what's going on or where the subway is. I've never really taken the subway this far." And then I think I just hung up on him. I said, "No, I think these guys will help me." And then I don't know at what point in time I thought you two looked safe, but then we figured it out. And I don't remember when I called my husband to tell him I was okay. But next thing he heard from me, I made friends on the subway. It was such a weird thing for him to hear, because first off, on the subway, I'm just, nobody talk to me, nobody touch me, don't, like, this is not okay, I don't like it, I'm scared, where's an adult? But you guys were so cool, and I've never had someone like you guys. When I told you that comedy, now that I remember that I made up a story and you guys were like, "That's funny," versus "Who is this nut job?" I thought, I need to be friends with them. So that was, and then we ended up connecting in a lot of different ways, and I thought, I love these guys, they're just so funny. So that was very enjoyable. Thank you.
Thank you. That was, because look, it's a long ride from North York Station to wherever we got off downtown. So it entertained us all. It was great. I love how we're both treating North York like it's just a completely foreign land to us that we get lost in easily.
Can I tell you that I'm from Thornhill? That's why it's the biggest joke. I know the area. I should know the area. I've apparently never really taken the subway in that area, but yeah.
Well, and I didn't grow up, but when I first moved to Toronto, the first year I lived here in North York. So we're also doing a bit, apparently. We're both good. We didn't even know we were doing a bit, and we're doing a bit.
That's what happens.
So many bits.
I can't believe I lied about the, no, I see myself saying that.
It's
Just
great.
that confidence in me. You know what? The show, I think I had the confidence to approach you and Zach because the show I saw was so good. And when you leave a good show and you just have that happy, elated feeling and you're just wondering, I'm like, I'm going to be friends with the world. And then it's kind of that Disney view of the world. No one's a stranger. Everyone's going to help me. And then when you take a step back, you thought, you guys could have been really random, scary people. That is alarming. Thank goodness you weren't, but that could have happened. Ooh.
No, it worked out great because we also just saw a great show, and it was not like an uplifting musical numbers like you were seeing. It was like a heavy piece, and it was kind of like a downer ending, but it was so well done that we're like, wow, and we're so proud of our friend Claire, and it's just celebratory all around. So I think when someone came to say, I just wrote a show and it went great, like, yay, something else happened amazing to somebody. This is great.
Well, I love Claire. I only met her when I saw your conservatory grad show. I think that's what it was.
Yes.
From Second City. And okay, here again, this is a short story that I feel the need to share. We met post Subway, and then I think you guys said, see our show. And I was in a mood to support you guys. I'm like, you know what? They were really funny. I think they'll do a good show. And then I realized as I was approaching Second City to see your conservatory show, I thought, what if they were joking? And what if I'm this creepy stalker person from the Subway? That was a huge fear. Like, who? Did she think we were serious? Guys, security. I don't know what Second City security was, but I thought there would be maybe some comedians. Juggle, out of here, Robyn. That's what I was picturing. That was.
They are just going to relentlessly hit you with bit after bit. Everything you say will turn into a bit, and you will just eventually want to run screaming from the premise. No, thank you so much for coming. Actually, I forgot about that part. I remembered it was after our final show that we met because I'm like, oh, we didn't pester Robyn to come to that show, so it must have already been done. But it's good to know we're very consistent. We pestered you to come to a different show.
Are you Hey, I enjoy, and who is your scene partner for that? She's so funny. What's her name? I just picture her with glasses and a giant bun on her head, but she's so funny with the improv that I saw. You were improv with someone, and then Zach was with someone else.
Oh, was this the world's biggest improv?
Yes.
That was Julana Bender, who, yes, my duo partner, also in a sketch comedy group I'm working with right now called Side Hustle. She's a part of that as well. So she is fantastic. Big shout out to talented Julana Bender as well. She better be watching this.
Yeah, I don't know what her handle would be. You have a shout out from Cosmic Threader. That's a cool name.
I know.
Great stuff. Oh, you do? Okay. I love these names. I just went with my own name because I don't know. It's my name. But all these other ones, who is Cosmic Threader? Let's find out.
Cosmic Threader is a fantastic creative soul from out in the West Coast, and did his podcast a couple months ago when I randomly had a free bed delivered to me just as the show was happening. So that was that Cosmic Threader. Check his stuff out. Very fun.
There you go. Look at that. People helping people. Yeah. This segment sponsored by Yale and Cosmic Threader. Okay. You need that at the end. Oh my God. Oh wait, okay. We have to backtrack because you did bring up Side Hustle. So we should discuss Side Hustle.
So Side Hustle is
a side hustle.
Hustle. Get it? Played on words were funny. We are a sketch group. We've met during separate classes, things like that. I think every single sketch group meets that way. I don't think they met selling Avon catalogs, but your reference. What I don't.
That's the reference was the joke. That is for anyone younger than a certain age. Avon. Is that an Instagram ad? Is that? I don't understand.
Oh, Wikipedia that. But yes, we were starting to do things together. It is myself, the aforementioned Jelena Bender, Rob Tinkler, Chili Davidson, Amrutha Krishnan. Yeah, we had very bad timing getting together because we started doing things about 3 weeks or so before a pandemic hit. So I think we only performed one show live in front of people, and then everything got shut down. So we kind of went more towards doing Zoom sketch because that's all we could do. And it's fun because it's, you know what, it's a fun challenge. I find Zoom sketch a little more fun than, say, improv Zoom, because as it can be difficult when you're on two separate ends trying to pick up on the other, and it keeps getting cut off because of the, connection. So it was kind of like a fun challenge, like, okay, how can we make sketches that exist in this world where we're not in the same room, we're on separate, and not make it seem like we're just doing it because we have no choice. So that has been fun. We did get to do at least one outdoor one as well, and we're really looking forward to the warm weather where we can actually go out and do outdoorsy stuff again. But yes, it's fantastic. You can find us on YouTube as Side Hustle Comedy, as well as on Instagram and on Facebook. And on Twitter.
Side Hustle with, what's the $? The hustle?
Yes.
Is it the S in hustle? Okay.
It's the S in hustle. Good call.
I thought it was very funny.
Missed that. Yes, it is Side Hustle, but there is a $ in the hustle because you want to hustle that money.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, that was
Whoop.
Painful for everyone.
I liked it.
Well, there you go. The tea drinking Marcus enjoyed that. I'm telling you, I think it's. I always wonder what people put in their cups. I don't know what I put in mine today. I'm trying to. Passover's coming up, so I have to finish anything that's not kosher for Passover. So we have some kind of oat creamer that has hemp cream in it. I don't know. It sounds super bizarre, but we bought it and it's subpar, but it was expensive, so we have to finish it. So we just kind of throw it in anything. So that's part of this. There you go.
Sweet deal. I have a single bag of a lemon ginseng green tea.
Fancy.
There we are.
Lemon ginseng green tea. Yeah, cool.
Oh, it's all up there. It sounds healthier than it is, but it's delicious.
Do you add honey? Do you add sugar, milk? Is it black? Do you say if you have nothing to your tea, is it black?
See,
that seems weird.
People say that's the thing to do, but I'm like, but that's confusing because there's a black tea.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
If you want black, then they might think you want black tea. Like, I've had this debate when you're in like a Timmy's line, and you tell them like nothing in it, plain, and
yeah,
tell me like, no, you just say you want a black. I'm like, but I don't want black tea. I want green tea. It seems confusing to me.
It is very confusing, and this is why we have the discussions to clarify. I don't think you should say you have your tea black, because
unless it's a black tea, then
unless it's a black tea, yeah.
You got an Earl Grey, fine. Have a black tea.
Oh, but that's gray, and then make it gray. But then see, because we have to normalize this. What'd you say?
That's a bad example. I picked the only black tea with a different color in its name.
That was confusing.
I'm not helping.
No, not really. Oolong would have been a fun choice.
Rooibos.
Rooibos. I never can pronounce that one. So I just go with a mint one because that's a safe word for me to say.
Even just saying the word makes you feel fresher.
Rooibos?
Rooibos.
Be a toothpaste. Freshen your breath with rooibos. No.
Picture like fruit and just like eating rooibos root and like, yeah, I don't need to brush my teeth today. I ate my rooibos root.
Your daily dose of rooibos.
Which also, I realized some people used to skip brushing their teeth because they drank a glass of milk. Apparently this is a thing, and this seems like a horrible idea.
That's terrible. Milk has sugar in it. Sugar gives you cavities.
Exactly. I guess their reasoning was like, but look at all the calcium. That'll be good for the teeth. But also, milk is the last thing you drank? That's not going to be good for your breath. It's going to be the opposite of minty fresh. You can have old milk. You're just going to smell like an old white guy is eating condensed milk.
Yeah, this person lives alone, so there you go.
Even the cats don't want him.
Well, I'm just thinking, if you live with someone, they will tell you, no, that is not what you, there's a kind of an unspoken consideration for the person you're going to sleep with, right? We need, again, there is morning breath, but there's certain things that make it worse. So no milk. Thank you.
Yeah.
Not right before bed. That's disgusting.
I mean, morning breath is offset because you both have morning breath. So, hey, it's an acceptable thing. But unless like you have a partner that is willing to humor you by drinking milk and skipping brushing their teeth as well, I don't think that's a healthy relationship.
No. You can have garlic together as a couple. That's fine. You can have onions, all that, whatever. If you both do it, cool. You're going to smell, but you won't smell it on each other. Cool. But the milk, that's weird. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah, it's fine. Like the garlic is a great example. Having something very garlicky at dinner, it's a decision you make together. It's a bonding moment, if anything. It's saying we're comfortable enough with each other where we're going to both smell like garlic, and that's cool, and we're going to really enjoy this food. But also, garlic's like good for you, and it's acceptable. No one is like, all right, I'm going to go shower with a clove of garlic now, and then expect their partner to be like, cool idea.
Then I'm going to brush my teeth with it. And then I'm just going to wear a necklace of garlic to bed. And then be confused why you're no longer attracted to me. So there you go. And it gets dark.
But when the vampires attack, then who's laughing?
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking that. Oh, this is great. This is comedy gold. Is it though? Why is it gold comedy? I guess gold is first place. But sometimes, I don't know, silver looks nicer. Maybe silver tries harder. Do you want comedy silver?
Well, here's the thing. Comedy silver can be passed off as comedy platinum, which is technically better than gold. So maybe?
I like that.
And then there's is it copper? No, bronze, which is like third place. But you get it confused with things like copper. So that's not good.
No, it's confusing. And scene. Okay. Oh God, that was. I miss chatting with you. I've missed the randomness. This is great. And don't worry, I'm gonna save this so we can enjoy the randomness afterwards again and again. When you're wondering what next sketch should I do, I'm gonna refer back to the milk sketch of 2021.
The milk, the garlic, the rooibos. There's so much to go on.
There is a lot. I will allow you to take credit. I would like a writer's credit. If it goes to IMDb, I will accept that as well.
It will.
I've learned you can put anything on IMDb. You may have noticed you got a credit from my web series. I just gave everyone credits. I was the Oprah of credits, You get a credit. You get a credit. Everybody gets a credit.
They're all just under our chair. Like, what? Oh my God, IMDb credits.
I don't know why I held it like this. This is, yay!
Crushing them.
That was surprisingly challenging to figure out how to get started, but once I did, I just got obsessed with it and gave myself a bunch of time. I have a lot now. I'm like, what else can I give myself this was a short film that I thought wasn't terrible. IMDb credit.
Well, and the funny part is, there's like a system they have in place to vet things. So like if you're not listed on a show because perhaps you were in a small part or something like that and they didn't get you, you can then say like, no, I was there. And a vast team of IMDb experts, I assume, goes into action and they say whether or not you were indeed in it. And if they say yes, great, you're there. If they say no, they reject it. But you can submit that you were and just say uncredited next to it, and they don't seem to really put up a fuss.
That's interesting.
So if you were bored one day and really want to lengthen out that IMDb thing, you can just say credited in all of the top TV shows.
That's very funny. No, I don't have that kind of time on my hands, but I do like that idea. And Clemens, yes, I totally gave you a credit too. Everyone who was part of the Self-Tape Herald should have a credit. If not, reach out to me and I'll give you one. So there you go. Marcus, you were so, you and Zach actually, I mean, everyone was great. But I remember, again, just pitching. I struggle with pitching my ideas because I say, hey guys, this is what I want. And I don't even know what I wrote to you. I'm just like, this is the general idea. And you gave me the funniest stuff that I actually rewrote that sketch based on what you gave me. It was so, and you and Tracy working together was so funny. I got to put her in something too. It was great. I love that. I never realized, for me, again, this is my version of being a casting director. When you send something and you request something and they give you back not what you expected, but better, you're like, whoa. It was very exciting.
Well, I am just happy that I could have helped in that because pitching is also I'm really bad at it because I don't know how to be very economic with my words and get to the point. So when I have an idea and I want to pitch it to a group of people, I can't like concisely say what I want. So I'm like kind of rambling about like this fully thought out idea in my head. So, I mean, I'm sure Zach could tell you stories. Julo could tell you, they could all tell you stories about like, okay, here's my idea. Guy's ashamed of the music he plays. He likes this Kid Rock album, but he's really ashamed of it, and he goes to great lengths to hide it. So I think he's gonna like hide this record player. And this thing goes on for like 20 minutes, and it's so I'm just so happy. The short answer to that is I'm so happy that I could help with your pitch.
I appreciate that. There was a bit of a delay when you were saying that. So I saw this and then I heard so happy and I thought, I think he's going to be happy based on this gesture. So that was fun.
That'll be my
go-to. Are we back? Oh no, is there still a delay? Oh dear. Are my words matching my mouth?
They are.
Ba, 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 ba. Words.
They are to you.
I don't know.
Am I being delayed?
No, I think we're good now. Either way, this could be the entry. Again, it's a comedy inside a comedy right now. That's what we do. That's what we do every day. But yes, okay. So we discussed your side hustle. Now I have no agenda, but I'm trying to make it seem like I have an agenda of things we have to cover. What was the other thing that you did that I put in your bio? Not improvisationalist. What was it? The
series.
Pardon?
The web series.
Yeah.
Because there's a fantastic web series that I parachuted into. It's called The Isolationists.
Isolationist, thank you.
And it is a fantastic web series created, written, and directed by John DeLeon. And he also stars in it along with Susan Locke, Mercy Sharon, and the incomparable, once again, Tracy Beltrano. And myself, who got to replace another actor about halfway through the series, and it's been fun. It's just a look at trying to deal with life over a pandemic, trying to maintain relationships during it when you're stuck over Zoom, and also letting real-world events bleed into and affect the things that happen. So it's a comedy that goes places sometimes that you don't expect a comedy to go.
That's fair. I like that sell. You sell yourself quite well. I'm just like, I don't know, I did a thing, you should watch it or don't. Might be funny, it might not be to your taste. Okay, please like me.
See, if it was just my thing, then I would really be bad at it because I'd be like, I don't want to come off like I'm, tooting my horn. But when it's other people's things and I think they're like so good, I'm like, I can't undersell this. People have to know how awesome this guy's creation was, this lady's creation. And then when it's me, I'm like you say, like, oh yeah, go check it out.
Yeah, I did this thing. It's whatever. I thought it was good, but you tell me. And then I start to hum. But no, I actually watched. Surprise! I watched it, but it was the character that you were didn't surprise me. There is a character that I can only see was one character. So when you play, I'm like, yeah, obviously you have that role. It's. Yeah, of course. Who else was it going to go to? The fact that you replaced someone shocked me. Cause I'm like, who else would have played this? This is you.
Well, when Tracy brought it up that like, oh, this guy I think has to drop out, and so we need someone to replace his character. I was like, oh yeah, what's the character like? It's like, oh, he's like a real asshole. I'm like, oh, you don't say. Well, I kind of play those guys.
You're very good at it. I don't know. Is that a good thing or a bad thing though? I when I think of not that when I think of a real asshole, I think of you. When I think of a character that you're a real asshole. Can I say that? It's my show. We can say that. It's fine. This will be warning. We say is that still a bad word? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay, I think it's cool now. We progressed to worse words. So there you go. This is just jargon.
Yeah, I think the F word's the only one left where people are like, I don't know. But like asshole and shit, I think
they're cool.
They're loud. They got ushered in.
Yeah. Well, here's something interesting. I was wondering, I watch anything on Netflix, and there was the history of swear words. I know. Robyn's Netflix addiction. Let's talk. But there was a history of swear words. And all the words they were saying, there were some words that I actually never really took offense to. But they were explaining why I should take offense to it. So I thought of the F word. And when I first learned what it was, I'm in whatever, grade 4, grade 5, because I live under a rock and never learn actual things when other people do. It's fine. So someone said, oh, yes, so the swear word, it's hockey puck, but you take the P and you replace it with an F. And so, I say the word, and I'm like, I don't get it, guys. What? And they're all like, oh, what is the problem here? Very confusing. So I just, that moment of realization of how much power we give to words was it was such an artistic moment. I felt like, what if I don't give this word any power? I don't know if you feel the same way, or I just ranted, and that was my attempt at a political diatribe. So there you go.
It brings up two thoughts to mind. One, a more serious one. It is strange the way we give some words power when clearly, like, there are certain bad words that are given, that are used against minorities or things like that, where it's like, oh yeah, that word is very charged and other people have weaponized it and it's obvious why that's bad. But then there are words like you were saying, like fuck and shit, and I gotta leave now, I'm gonna be banned, where it's like, yeah, why do we let those words in some instances be worse than these weaponized, racially motivated, hateful words, and we kind of put them on the same pedestal, and it's really, it's a very white thing to do, but it seems like a very, I don't know, it's a harmful thing almost. And to follow that up with my second thought, as you were saying, how puck is involved with the F word, I was thinking, like, hell is like HE double hockey sticks. Why is hockey so involved in swear words?
Oh my God, that's great. Because when you play hockey, all you want to do is swear. Because when you watch it, I mean, it's a very low scoring game. It's very frustrating to watch. I remember when I went to my first hockey game and I just saw them fighting each other, and I didn't know there was that amount of aggression in hockey. It just seemed like I was watching boxing and occasional skating and shooting. It's very confusing. So that is my response to why we involve hockey in all swear words.
It makes sense. I had very little experience playing hockey as a kid because I was very bad.
Because you like your teeth. No.
I like my teeth.
Keep your teeth.
But very bad at it. So when I was playing as a youth, as that's what we call it.
In your youth. Yeah.
My youth.
Right?
I couldn't stop. I could skate, but I couldn't stop. So realizing that I couldn't really score or do anything helpful, I would just like try to give players cheap shots. And like, I remember it tripped one, and then he got up and he started chasing me, and I realized how much bigger he was than me. And so I started running away on the ice. And I remember the referee like calls the whistle, calls for a penalty, and I'm thinking to myself, ha, that's right, you're gonna be in trouble for chasing me. And then I get the penalty, and I forgot, oh yeah, I totally tripped that guy. I totally. So you could also say I wasn't good at hockey because I'm a bit of a coward. It's all perspective.
I think you're realizing what's worth fighting for, and sometimes sports are not worth fighting for. Okay, I put it out there. I will watch the basketball with my hubby because he likes that sport, but I hate watching other people be active because it makes me feel lazy. I can't stand it. I'm like, I should be working out. Why am I watching them be athletic? What am I doing? It makes me really think about my life. I'm like, I should go for a run. I can't watch this. They're athletic. I know it should technically be inspiring, but I don't take it that way. I just, again, full on negative. Yeah.
I think I was like that when I was younger, but as I get a little older, because I would compare myself to athletes, let's say a hockey player. Now, when you're 18, other 18-year-olds doing amazing stuff, and you're like, I'm so jealous that like he's gonna go be a professional sports guy, make millions of dollars, and I'm gonna become an actor and not do any of that. So, but at a certain point, you look at like hockey players my age now, and they're referred to as like grizzled veterans who are somehow brave enough to still play the game. And there's a part of me that's like, wow, man, at this age, you're still going out there and willing to get hurt. Oh, okay. It's kind of impressive. All right. Well done, old man with a beard.
But it's so amazing the short lifespan of athletes. When I think of an athlete that's my age right now and their career's almost over, and I think, oh God, I hope my career's just beginning. It's just such a different. Robyn, you're almost done. This changes and no one likes you anymore. When the grays come in, you're over. Oh God. I think in a couple years, I'll just be the grandmother in Hallmark movies. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Once you hit 38, the grandmother roles come pouring in. And, it's
how old do you think I am, sir? Oh, God.
giving you time. There's still the mother role. Yeah, that's always like the worst thing as an actor, like when you're first given the mother or father role and you're like, whoa.
Yes, when I was 21, I was very upset by it. But now I've realized that the role of the mother is just, apparently I give off a motherly vibe. It makes me laugh. I don't have kids. But I like to think it's because I'm just, guys, this is how it is. This is how we do it. I'm just that mom. I want to play the cool mom. In Mean Girls, when she said, I'm the cool mom, I relate to that. Yeah, give your kids a little alcohol, see what happens, right? Yeah.
I love the like vanity and otherworldness that actors have, and I'm super guilty of this when it comes to playing parents for the first time. Because I'm like you at this point, yeah, whatever. Obviously,
it's terrible to get that when you're like, wait, I auditioned for the daughter. I'm being considered for the mom.
Well, and when someone says like, okay, you're up for the dad, and I'm like 25, and I'm like, don't you know who I act, like how I act? I'm the guy who stays out all night drinking, being irresponsible. And now you want me to play a father? Meanwhile, I'm like, I want to play the serial killer because that seems like a juicy role. Like anything else that's not me, I'm comfortable playing. But as soon as you say a father, it's like, how dare you? I don't like children.
But it's not even that. I think it's also, I realize, okay, so, I'm whatever age. I always say it, but I just like to give a mystery before I say my age.
Very much, yeah.
What age is she? Right. But I feel as though, because it's so hard hitting in a sense of, Robyn, you should be a mom now. That's what I sometimes take it as, is why don't you have kids? Here's how you're failing in life. You have no family. You can only play one on TV or in a film or a commercial. I'm like, okay. This is so true. Oh dear. And then I just end up adopting them as my own kids. So everyone that was like on stage with me, I was their theater mom, and now they're my fake kids. It's very healthy.
And
that being said, they're not that much younger than me, so I would have had them at the age of 9. Okay, which is not a thing.
It should not be a thing.
No.
And it's good because when you're elderly and frail, you can call on all these children and be like, hey, it's time to pay back your stage mom.
That really did nothing to help you at all. Just was okay to work with on stage. That's what happened. Yeah.
Don't you put me in a home.
What would be even better is if I had real kids and I wasn't talking to them, and then I reach out to my theater kids or my film ones, and I'm like, hey, remember the time I played this, your mom and whatever thing? Yeah. So now it's time to pay the piper. There you go.
Stupid.
Oh, that's so fun. I love that idea so much. That's hilarious.
Legitimately is kind of impressed when actors have kids. Like to become a mother and or a father or whatever. And because to me, I'm like, wow, so you really allowed something else to become the center of your world, because I'm certainly not ready to do that. I don't think I'm ever going to be ready to do that. The fact that you're like encouraging, to do that is, hey.
But you know what's also terrifying? You can't return them, you know? So it's, that's what I always think, because I'm really bad with decisions. So this is a decision. You can't just be, okay, I'm done. We tried. Goodbye. You know, like, let's say we're trying to look for a place and I buy the wrong house. I'm like, okay, not the best choice. We'll wait. We'll figure it out and we'll move. It's not like, okay, here, someone else take them, raise them as your own. I mean, you can do that, but I don't think that's
like
appreciated. Yeah.
Earn them per se, the way you bought them, but you can like
they go back in, right? That's what happens.
But
suck them back up. Okay.
But you can sell them on the equivalent of eBay. I mean,
this is terrible. I'm still gonna save it. I learned I have to be careful with what I say, and then I'm not careful. So this isn't to offend anyone. This is all humor. We have to preface that. We are just two comedians chatting.
And I'm probably going to hell anyways, so one
step closer. Done. One and done.
This is where Zach would be useful, because he'd be like, don't go.
Like, yeah, guys, let's not discuss our thoughts on kids. Let's just move on to another topic. Zach, why weren't you here? Okay.
Like, I made a joke about, I was talking to Zach once, and he's talking about how his lovely nieces and nephews, they drew him pictures. And I was like, do you ever tempted to be like, okay, guys, whoever draws me a picture I like best becomes my favorite niece or nephew? And he was smart enough to be like, no, I wouldn't do that, Marcus, because I'm not a horrible person. And I'm like,
this is why we're friends. This is why I would say that 100%.
He's like the emergency brake on things of bad taste.
I think it's healthy competition. Okay, you got to keep, because otherwise everything's going to come really easy to the future generation, and they're just going to be given everything. They have to earn their spot in my heart. That's their favorite. I have 2 nieces right now. Nieces? Yes, I have 2, and I don't know which one's my favorite. I can't decide, but I will make them battle it out. This is decide. They're like 4 and 1 or 2. That 4 and 2. Oh dear God! I hope my brother and sister-in-law don't watch this one. I'm so sorry. I definitely think she's 4. Oh crap. Mike, can you help me if you're watching this, hubby? How old is the young one? Dear God. I'm trying not to use their name. I'm trying to keep the kids out of social media. That's my attempt at being a good aunt. Even though I think my first window chat was actually with my niece, so that's also awkward that I don't know how old she is. So there you go. Yeah, it's fine. We move on. And Zach is telling us to move on.
But you know what? It is important to instill the competition to a certain degree, because I remember something that scarred me as a teenager, so scarred me at that age. But I was like 18. I'm decided I'm going to be an actor. I've decided I'm going to take this seriously in ye old small town of St. Catharines. And in high school, there was this thing called the Sears Drama Festival. I don't know if it was up here in big city stuff, but it was a big deal. And every high school in the Niagara region would come in and put on a show. It was like a competition. And it was really cool, because being very bad at sports, this is my only chance to be competitive. And it finally got to like my senior year, when I could have been like up for like big part in it. I'm so excited. And we had like a new drama teacher who decided like, no, we're not going to enter this year. And I'm like, what? Making
Scooby-Doo.
Improvement was big at the time, so we all did that when something. Anyways, so and her reasoning was because it's too competitive and drama isn't about competition. And I thought that was the dumbest thing to possibly say to somebody who wants to become, an actor, because it's like, oh, really? I'll just move to Toronto and sit back and let the non-competitive nature of this industry just welcome me with open arms. Not to do anything. Ugh.
Definitely the person that gives out participation trophies. That kind of crap. I didn't know you were from St. Catharines. I don't know why I didn't know that. That's a little fun fact about you.
I haven't brought it up before. I am from there. I assume it's still lovely. I haven't been there in a long time, but
did you run away and pursue an acting career? Is it something shady? What's the backstory? Go.
No, it was literally as straightforward as I've always been like someone who enjoys the big city more than small cities, so I always wanted to just get the hell out of there. Anyways, um, again, making it sound like it's a smoldering hellhole. It's not. It's
I know, I work there. It is lovely there. That was one of the many jobs. It's so fun. They have a little, what
they
do
have
they have there? What, it's the store that started with a Z that I've never seen anywhere else. Oh, no, it's not Zellers. I know what Zeller is. It was the similar, I think it was similar to IGA or Sobeys or
Zares.
Z. Yes, that sounds right. Is it ZEH?
Yes.
Something weird? Yes, there was a weird H that I didn't think belonged.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, we
There.
solved the mystery.
And so despite had Zares, I was like, I want to become an actor, and I don't think I can do it from here. So I'm going to go to Toronto. And so I did. And yeah, it's really as straightforward as that. Also, I couldn't commute because I don't know how to drive. So.
What?
Yes.
I am learning a lot. This is why you took the sub. If you knew how to drive, I might not have met you.
Oh, my entire.
Whoa. You wouldn't be on this Instagram live right now. Oh my God.
I would not have changed my top. I would not have been sweating. No, it's as simple as I was very bad as a few times I tried. I mean, 16 in a smaller town, obviously everybody wants to get their license. To that end, I was no different. Failed the written test like twice. And then on the third attempt at my G1, luckily the person who you give the paper to at the end was looking it over, and she's like, okay, so for like question 3, when you put C, did you mean to do that? And I'd be like, oh no, I meant A. Oh, that's what I thought. Okay. And then on question 6, when you put C, and then this continued for like 5 more times until I was able to correct like every mistake, and then finally get my G1. And then
I just never want to drive in St. Catharines anymore if this is the protocol. I'm very terrified.
Oh, it gets scarier. So then it's time to go for G2. And at this point, I don't know why it took me so long, but I was getting close to finishing high school, moving to Toronto anyways. But I'm like, well, as long as I'm here, I'll try for my G2. So the driver instructor I got to help me learn the stuff to go take the test was this lovely man who said he was a priest but didn't have a church, and he was looking for a church that he could become a priest at, which is kind of weird. But he said it so normally that it was like, okay.
I actually think that is a thing. I've heard that with rabbis as well, so I'm going to accept that. Yeah,
Okay.
I've heard it. It does sound odd when you say it out loud, but I do think that's a thing.
Okay, good, because we'd be like driving country roads, and you'd see a church, and you'd be like, I wonder if that church has a priest. And it would be.
That's also, I mean, his eyes should be on the road if he's the teacher. That's the concerning part. That really is the red flag right there.
Well, and then the concerning part, doubling that, was that I, again, like sports, wasn't very good at the whole driving thing. So he'd give me these little tidbits that actually did help me, but he would preface them always by saying, but don't do this during the test because it'll be wrong. So it would be like a different way to like make certain turns or to park certain ways. So I'm learning like to do the alternate version of what you'd be doing. And I'm not, it was too much of my head to forget to not do it. So within like 5 minutes of taking the driving test, I like just failed. I was coming to like a red stop, and the driver instructor, it looked like someone threw a grenade in the car. They were like, no, oh, what are you doing? And I'm like, I thought that was okay. And like, no, I'd say failed, go back. And I'm gloomy. And then like 30 seconds.
But that's the terrifying part, when they tell you you fail and then they expect you to drive them back safely.
And then it was mad at me because
get out of my car, you walk back.
Yeah. And then he got mad at me because I ran 2 red stop signs. And I'm like, well, you're the one who told me to drive. You told me I wasn't good enough to do this, and you're telling me to go back, and you're still getting mad at me. So
yeah. I'm gonna fail twice. I already failed. I don't care.
Yeah.
What are you gonna put it in my file? Huh? I dare ya.
So yeah, I then was like, you know what? I'm moving to Toronto, and I'm just gonna take subways places. I don't want to learn how to drive. Plus, I got to Toronto, and I'm like, oh, this is scary. Traffic here is scary. I don't want to learn how to do this. So I didn't.
Because that's fair.
Adult, and I can do what I want.
I said no. But oh God, I haven't thought. Can you imagine being the examiner? What a terrifying job that is, because a lot of people fail, but also passing people that probably shouldn't drive, but you're like, I don't know, you're almost there. Yes. I'd like to think they're more cautious, but I don't know what the protocol is. Do they have a certain quota? Is it like a police ticket when you see someone parked illegally and you have to give a certain like, I'll just give you a ticket. You're kind of over the line. There you go, ticket, because I have to do 20 today. I don't think any of this is accurate. I have no idea. I'm just blurting out thoughts.
I believe it. I believe. Plus, how easily could I bribe a driving instructor?
Oh, that's a question. But would you want to? Because driving it really is scary. If you, especially, look, I'm a nervous person in general. I finally realized that I should breathe when I drive. So that was a fun life lesson. After I ended up getting into, oh God, I haven't thought of that car accident in a while. It was one of those pileups where you're like, how was I even part of this? But that was unfortunate. I didn't start it, but it was one of those things where after that, I was so nervous to drive because I thought, oh God, this was on the highway. I could have died. I got really in my head.
Yeah.
So that really is terrifying. Because I mean, people die driving, right? Every time I watch the news, someone died in a car. I'm like, oh God, it's so scary. So I understand why you don't want to drive. But for those that do, that's fair too. Political correctness, driving.
No, first of all, I've been hit by a car like 3 times in my life. Not even being in a car, just like walking. I've been in pileups, not driving, but just being in like the front seat, and all of a sudden like things are hitting you, and you're like, wow, what's happening? You know, it's scary.
Well, especially when the airbag goes off, and I thought, that's the airbag? Whoa! Wasn't I don't know why I expected more, like a whole presentation of, hello, I am the airbag. I'm about to deploy in your face. I don't know what I thought it would be. But then once the crash happened and then afterwards, like, oh, I think something hit me in the face. Oh, yes, it was the airbag. Confusing. And then I thought I was in such a state of shock. I thought, yeah, I can drive this still. Once the airbag deploys, you're actually technically not legally allowed to drive your car. So I learned that. But it was just, I was in such a weird state of shock. Like, what do I do with, who do I call? Hello? I don't know. I haven't thought of that in ages. Whoa.
My airbag back. Well, no, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I imagine when an airbag goes off, I'm picturing like doves popping out of the wheel, slow marshmallow coming with angels singing behind it and like falling into it lightly and everything's fine. The reality of it's like a boxing glove is coming out to hit you in the face. And it saves your life. It's a good point back boxing glove, but it hurts. It's jarring.
I actually can't remember getting hit. I just remember afterwards being so confused. I'm like, did my head move? Oh no, the airbag. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's what it does. Okay, do I have a concussion? How does this work? And then like the science nerd in me is thinking, okay, wait, how much did my head move? I don't think I have a concussion. I don't have these, it got it was, you know what? That was an exciting time that I'm glad I could bring it up. Let's bring up all Robyn's trauma in the past. Every episode is a different trauma. Fun fact, I think this is my 30th episode. I call them episodes to sound cool. So you know what? This is special. I don't know why. I think 30 is kind of fun. That's midlife crisis here for me. Actually, no, that was 28. That was 28.
It was the midlife.
That was the midlife. I'm only living till whatever age that multiplies by 2. So now we know Robyn can't do math.
Have them like every couple of years since about like 25, 26. Because I think it was my 26th birthday where I was like, you know what? I'm just going to say I'm 24. I'm just going to lie and see where it takes me. But eventually, I think someone just told me, no, that's stupid. Don't do that. And I listened to them like a fool. I could be 2 years younger right now.
I mean, look, I always hear don't say your age and everything, and then I think we get in our head. Okay, we're at the 1 hour mark. Do you have somewhere else to go? Should I wrap this up?
No, we can hang a little longer for sure.
Okay, I get nervous. My hubby's on the ball. Here's the 1 hour. You know what it is? He just has the signs. We haven't really thought out a better system. I tried to use a clock in here, but I never remembered to look at it. So now he physically writes out the sign. It's like an SNL, there are cue cards, but he just does it with time. So
Has the entire time?
no. He's doing okay. So we live downtown. Whatever. I can't disclose that because I overshare. But I here's our address. But he's working in our kitchen, which turns into an office when I do these, and then we alternate afterwards. So he's doing his stuff there. We have a little door that is in my head soundproof. I don't think it is, but it is what it is. That is how we roll. Is it hard? Do you and Tracy end up self-taping at the same? Do you live together? I actually don't know this. Is this a personal question? Can I ask that?
Yeah, go for it. We again, I'm not giving out addresses either, so yeah. If anyone's looking, look elsewhere. But we live together because, as it turns out, we realized when we first started seeing each other, we live like a 15-minute walk from each other, which is super convenient. And we realized that we both have, we're very lucky to have a good rent situation and to actually move in together and have enough space where we won't kill, well, I say we won't kill each other, where she won't kill me. It would actually be more than what we're paying like separately. So we're like, let's just continue this thing where we'll just walk back and forth. So yeah, we self-tape together. We self-tape at Tracy's, where she has that lovely blue backdrop, much like yours. We've got ring lights, the speakers, the whole schnob thing.
Shebang? Yeah, schnabbang.
Like schmaguggle, but I wasn't sure if that was
Schmageggle?
schmaguggle, I don't know.
Alakazam.
Shazam. Yeah, so no, it's that's super useful to be able to record together. Same with the audio stuff. We've got like a little setup. But the downside is if we do get like a bunch to do in a row for several days, I feel bad because I feel like she's stuck in her home because we have to continuously go there to do this. And it's like, I just want to see the light of day. I want to go out in the world. But it's super.
Let me out.
By the way, when you turn to your hubby, I liked the look of terror on your face.
Well, okay, because he has I always say he has an actual job, but he has meetings. I can't remember the times. That's the problem. And we discuss this. We have our morning discussion of this is when I need the office. And then we always have so much on our minds that we can't remember what our schedules are, even though we even share a calendar. We've tried, but it's like, oh crap, does he need it? But then I'm like, you know what? If you need it, just write down in the message, Robyn, get out. And then I'll just end the chat. So there you go. Well, I actually didn't tell him that, but I just thought of that now. Mike, if you need the office, just get out of the room. End it. Stop talking to Marcus. So
get out. Some of us have stuff to do. Come on.
Yeah. Not all of us can afford these long Instagram lives that are over an hour. Dear God, Robyn, why are you still talking? He doesn't say that. He's actually super supportive. So there you go.
Oh, speaking of, you're saying it's 30 episodes now. So have you had repeat guests yet, or are we?
No, I haven't. That's the problem. I didn't think anyone would agree to do this, and then everyone was agreeing, and I thought, oh crap, I need to like actually get a schedule. So I mean, not in a bad way. I was just shocked. I'm like, because I can't pitch the concept. So I don't know if you were in the phase where I said, hey guys, it's gonna be like Vogue 73 questions and comedians in cars getting coffee. And we're just gonna do it on Instagram Live. That was my pitch, which is the most confusing thing if you haven't seen either or. And then I realized, no, we're just gonna talk and I'll promote whatever you're doing and we'll see what happens. So that's the pitch now. Or people have seen it, they're like, oh, I've watched it. I'm like, thank you, I appreciate that. I don't think anyone watches these, so that's always good to hear.
Hey, you got 30 deep. You didn't do that from just having nobody watching.
Right? Well, no, it's really just I have time on my hands now. I'm like, well, not auditioning today. Let's do a live. Nope, didn't book something. Okay, it's live day.
Every day you have just time to yourself. These lives go like 3.5 hours of just bird out the window. It's like a bluebird, maybe.
That was my original idea, was to be, what if I just stare out my window and just talk to myself? And then I thought everyone would have thought I was going crazy. I just like, what is she doing? This has been a journey of what on earth is this going to be? I still don't really know. But thanks for coming on here and chatting. We're still figuring it out. So there you go.
Staring out the window. What is she doing?
Well, this is the most people love knowing. People love that there was one thing that I created that actually did okay. When I say did okay, it's like over 1,000 people watched it. So I'm a celebrity. But it was me filming, looking into my neighbors across the way. And everyone like, oh, I do that too. I'm like, oh, okay. This took me 2 seconds to film, add whatever captions. I did not work hard on it at all. And
Oh,
oh,
for that.
brother. Watch this, everyone's watching. I'm like, this did not deserve to be watched. And to my surprise, everyone's like, yes, that resonated with me, Robyn. I'm like, no, I'm giving you gold, and you don't. No, I'm giving you platinum. We've discussed, and yeah, that's a throwback. Okay.
Before you met, like before I realized which one it was, and I know what you're talking about now. I pictured you describing what your neighbor was doing, just from the window. Like, my neighbor's cooking muffins, maybe? No scones. He's closing the oven door. He's washing his hands now. That's not 20 seconds.
That's amazing. Oh, that's going to be one. I'll give you credit for that one. Oh, can we do that like a duet? I don't know how TikTok works. But
We were other's neighbor. We're like, now this woman in the window is staring at me. She's trying to describe what I'm doing.
That's so funny. Yeah. I'm not even writing that down. I'm gonna remember that. We're doing that. That's decided. And this is how sketches are made. Da, da, da. That's because I went to Yale. Okay. I know that's not 20 seconds. It's pretty funny. Okay. Do you count to 20 when you wash your hands? Because I feel when I count, I'm becoming OCD to a point where I'm concerned.
Well, I make sure to do it a long time. I don't do the 20 seconds. I do the I remember when this whole thing was starting, and medical people telling like what they do to wash their hands and how they picture that you're like got black paint and you're trying to cover your entire hand and wrist every inch with black paint. So whenever I wash my hands, I try to picture that. Like I picture covering every inch of my slightly smaller than normal hands. And
are they? How big is your hand? Put it against the screen. Oh, I don't know if that helped at all.
I probably perspective.
Huh.
But that's mine. Do you do the 20 seconds or?
I don't know. I'm gonna say yes.
I remember when before the pandemic quite hit, but I didn't realize that like public health officials were like sing happy birthday.
There was a song, I couldn't remember the song. You know what it is? I think I like to go full method with my characters. But I feel as though I'm a surgeon getting ready to prep for a surgery. I'm doing the whole, look at me, I'm scrubbing in. Like I just get weird sometimes with that. Like, yeah, let's go all the way up here. Let's do it. And surgery? Nope, just making lunch.
Well, I remember my first interaction with someone that was singing happy birthday was, it was like,
ooh, your phone is terrifying me. Is that vibrating? Because there's just a very...
That's me. I think things... Here, let me...
It's okay. Oh, we are? Oh, dear God.
Anyway, sorry. So I'm at Social Capital Theater. It's like late February, early March, a couple weeks before everything's going down.
Oh, no. We ruined your volume. Hang on. Let it catch up. As you were.
Did I screw it up?
No. It's okay. That was on me. That's what happens. Just keep talking. It'll catch up.
And so... Oh, no. I think what I...
No, you're fine. You look great.
Okay.
Don't let Instagram win. Oh, no. Are we good? Okay, we're good. That was unnecessary drama. Thank you.
I'm going to finish this story. All right. Social Capital Theater. The men's room there is very awkward and full of character. And so there's 2 urinals where you're very like close back to back. And a guy I don't know is kind of like talking to me, which is a weird thing to start with when you don't know someone and you're anyways. So then we're washing our hands because there's also 2 sinks and we're washing our hands and he's singing happy birthday. And I'm like, oh, okay. Why is it sing today? And then kind of turns to look at me and is like, do you sing happy birthday when you wash your hands? I'm like, no. And then I'm like very weirded out. And I think Zach might have been there again, voice of reason. And I'm like, I'm just in this washroom, and this weird guy, he's asking me if happy birthday when I wash my hands. And then I started learning that it's apparently a thing that was being asked. And but for a moment in time, I was like weirded out.
Yeah. Well, all you had to say was social capital theater bathrooms, and I was there. I mean, look, grateful for that space. I got to try my stand-up comedy and learned that it's not the same as improv. You got to learn your stuff. So that was a rough first attempt. And then we kept going back for more. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do this. And then I traumatized someone in the audience, and then we moved on from there. It was great. Well, because I was in my previous life as a physiotherapist, I focused on the pelvic floor, which is like people's lower region. And so I did a whole bit regarding that topic. And then someone had just seen a pelvic floor physiotherapist, and they were very upset by my comments. And I thought, is that good that I got an emotion? But no, because the physio in me is like, oh, I don't want you. No, this is a joke. This is Robyn the comedian, not the physio. How do I separate? And then I had a whole crisis. Yeah. Crises. What's plural for crisis? Crises? Crisi? Crisis. Yeah, there you go. That.
Lots of crises.
Yeah, multiple crises. Oh, crises. That sounds good. Crises. Ugh. This is learning English with Robyn and Marcus. Okay.
You have to, when all this goes away, we're back on stages doing things, you need to tell Zach and I when you're doing these stand-up things. Because
Marcus, I did. And you didn't show up, but Zach did. And you set yourself up for that one.
No, lies.
That's what happened. That's what happened. And now we have the discussion. And this is when Zach would come in and be like, Robyn, don't be hard on him. He's just being Marcus. I was just so excited to share my set. He just wasn't there. And yeah, that's.
But you made it hard, because I remember you mentioned like one day you're like, you're doing stand-up, or like, why aren't you telling us?
No, I think what happened is I said, hey guys, I'm doing it tonight. It's okay if you can't come. Because I didn't want anyone to come. And then I think Zach ended up coming. I thought, oh crap, he called me out on it. It's because you know what? It is so daunting. But that being said, it is nice when you have people that'll laugh just because they know you. Ha ha ha, not funny, but supportive laugh. Chuckle, chuckle, chuckle. Not good, please get better. And it's very British articulate. Droll. There you go.
And I'm still looking forward to the 3-hand bug slam that eventually is going to come back. It's a year ago that we were supposed to do it.
It was.
Theater we were supposed to do it in no longer.
Bad Dog doesn't exist anymore?
Oh, no, I'm the one telling you? Oh.
I didn't know that. I don't know. I'm not smiling. I'm just like shocked.
No, not.
Oh my.
I didn't. No. I had to leave. I think because of rent, and then they actually destroyed the space.
What? Okay, I know the lot. I heard recently Lower Ossington Theater is gone. I didn't know. I mean, I guess if Lower Ossington Theater is gone, why wouldn't Bad Dog? That's so. I mean, Second City's demolished. Everything. Oh God, where do we act?
So surprisingly, Social Capital is still standing, baby.
Is it really? Oh my God.
We might laugh about their washrooms, but they're not going anywhere.
That's their slogan. We're here. Pandemic, bring it. That's very impressive. I don't know what's going on there, who's backing them, but I appreciate that. So there you go. Oh, that's gonna be so hard to get a spot now. Oh, dear God.
There's got to be like a bunch of abandoned storefronts though that can be like turned into things when this is all over, because not that it's not good that anyone loses businesses and things like that, but there'll be a lot of places that are empty, and theaters are good at like going into places that aren't supposed to be theaters and being like, all right, well, let's make this something. So I'm hopeful that a lot of that starts happening in the next few months as we.
This is a potential business idea. Any of you business people out there, or maybe Marcus, look into that. I just like to give the ideas. I don't like to follow through. It's a lot of work. Unless it, furthers my career. So there you go.
Plus, it's a business thing, which is very, unless it's me watching Shark Tank or Dragon's Den, I'm not very interested in that aspect.
Do you know, I love watching Shark Tank and Dragon's Den. And just, guys, how did you not know this? That evaluation is too high. Just like, I probably would have done the exact same thing in their shoes.
Why do they keep doing it, though? Every time. Your business isn't
Yeah. Come on, guys, get your head out of the. Okay. I was going to say the A word, but I'm like, oh, we already swear. I don't know how this works. Okay.
Are we allowed to swear? Did we break rules? We break.
I don't know if there's a content warning. I don't know how this works. I will post one. I don't content. We say the a-hole. Seems like a very specific swear word that we say. But that was also discussing swear words. So was that not an educational moment?
I think so. I think it's a perfect time for the first Robyn's chats where 30 children showed up to watch.
Oh God.
They all watched.
They probably know more words than me though. Okay,
That's
I'm
true.
learning. Pardon?
And the new stuff too. The new
Yeah, I don't know the new stuff. The new swear words. I had yet to get offended because I don't know what they mean yet. So that's cool. My brother usually tunes in when I try and say a word that I think is hip. And he just mocks me for the rest of the day. I think I used the on fleek the other day as a joke. And then he goes, hey, Robyn, this is on fleek. And I'm bringing it up again because I didn't see his face in here. So I'm just calling him out on that. But yeah.
Also fun news, one Hondo P.
Yes, one Hundo P. Do you say Hondo?
I do because it sounds even douchier than it normally would.
So you were saying Honda.
One Hondo P.
It does sound, oh, that
right.
is your character. That is, there you go. That's funny.
The guy that says one Hondo P and buys a boat.
You do this actor voice. It's so fun. Although, I mean, that is your, but you have this, hi, I'm Marcus. That was not it at all. It's the swagger, confidence. This is my character. This is why I'm cast this way. Are those the only roles you get? Not that I know you're a versatile actor, but those, I just believe you're that person so much.
It's definitely like the wheelhouse. It's like the easy sell when you're into it, and that's definitely like the most success as far as like characters that I'm known for. I was like a lead on a show called Lingerie, playing a very similar character to that. And
in Lingerie?
Yes.
Okay.
Playing except he was an asshole with a heart of gold. You know, he meant well. Kind of dumb and self-centered and vain.
In his own way. Okay. Just misunderstood. That's what happened.
Poor male model. Poor guy.
This is Zoolander. Oh, that's fun. There should be a female Zoolander. Maybe there is, and I just didn't think it was funny, though. So never mind that.
Or it's waiting to be made.
It is. And see, maybe I shouldn't say all my ideas on Instagram Live, but I think I'm giving these chats way more credit than they deserve. All 7 people still watching, like, oh yeah, we're going to do that, Robyn. Okay, we're taking that idea. Okay. Pardon? Were you saying she's still going? I was going to wrap this up because I don't want to keep you any longer, but also I think my husband needs the office, but he's being a polite Canadian, so.
Whenever you're ready, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, that would be weird. Although, oh no, we spoke about Tracy. We gave her a shout out. I think she deserves a shout out because I've never had someone more excited to get a credit in something that she was not in. And I just, after that beautiful message she sent me, I thought, I don't know who you are. I've never met you. I know Marcus is cool, but I'm like, I really like you. And it's so rare that I make people make good positive first impressions that I thought she should be receiving credit for that because it's so hard to do. Making that good first impression. It's usually I say the wrong thing. I thought this girl, woman, however she identifies, I don't know. She gets life. And I admire that.
She's pretty amazing. She's full of good ideas. If it was up to her, and most things are now because of this thing, so back like 7 or 8 years ago, we're in New York, and I know we're wrapping this up, but
it's okay.
we're going to see let's go see a Broadway show, or I don't even know if it was Broadway yet. Now she had lived there for like 10 years, so she has friends there in the community and in Broadway. And she's like, you know what? Everyone's saying there's this musical Hamilton that we really need to see, and she described it to me, and I'm like, a rap musical? No, I don't. I think that's okay. I think we're gonna be good. And then that was the dumbest decision I have ever made, because this was like before it blew up. This would have not just been like the original cast. This would have been like it just as it was starting. I don't even know if it hit Broadway yet. It might have still been on the off Broadway. And like 3 weeks after we got home, I was like addicted to it and like talking about it. And yeah, that was rough.
Oh, it's also because they were probably affordable tickets then too.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, that hurts.
And then we had tickets to see the Mervish production, and then they got canceled because of the pandemic like 3 days before our show was meant to go on. So we eventually saw it on Disney Plus, but you know.
Well, okay, here's the I was very grateful to see it on Disney Plus as well. I haven't seen it in person, but I'm the person that likes to watch the background people because they're trying so hard because they're the understudies. They know the show better than the leads. And then Disney Plus is telling me this is all you're allowed to see. And I did not appreciate that. That being said, I understand why they chose the angles they did, but just throwing it out there. I want the version where it's just the people in the background.
Or a separate screen. So like
something, yeah, like a split screen. Like here's the bullet girl. I'm like, oh, look at her go. Da, da, da.
Close up on Lin Miranda, and then there's just bullet girl.
What's also the people right there at the bar? What are they doing? What conversation are they having? I like to give them a backstory, even though there's already one. This is what I do. This is why I haven't seen. It's just like, I don't know if you watch film or TV, and I've said this multiple times. I watch the extras because they're great. Because when there's a bad extra, it ruins the whole scene. And it's so good. When it's a serious moment and then this one extra is just living their life in the back there. I'm like, oh God.
Just like,
who hired that person?
I'm talking to people.
There's so many skits like that, but it's just, I love that that's still a problem. And again, because it's such hard work too, right? They're there for so long. And I don't know if you've been watching things being filmed around Toronto, but I can't remember. I think they were filming Langdon. And I say this because everyone said they were filming Langdon. So I think it's common knowledge. And it was just that this guy just had to walk. The lead just had to walk down a sidewalk in a park, and everyone around him was walking. And this one person on their cell phone, it's like they never used one in their life, just like, hello, I'm having a conversation. I'm like, oh my God, I hope he makes the final cut. Oh, it was great. Between that and another woman not knowing how to walk, I was just watching them. The lead was amazing. He was super cool. Nothing was affecting him. But I just thought, oh God, I need to see this. And it's an hour or 30 minutes now. We're in trouble by no one. But yes, that is what I look for. And that is what I hope to see once live theater goes back. And live television, I'm saying that. That'd be weird. I would love to see something filmed though, because I would look for the things that no one else is watching, that the TV isn't pointing at.
The Easter egg.
Yeah, the little hidden gem. Because I don't know about you, but I have a theory that I'm not going to book anything good. I'm going to get that one-liner, and then I'm just like this strong character choice coming in, just like, who is that? Put me in more, and then they write this whole thing, my backstory. So
it happens.
It does happen, right? But then the problem is, I think I have to audition like that. And I'm like, no, Robyn, no, that's not how it works. You don't come in really strong. You're literally just the reception. Like, you just say hi. That's all it is. That's the audition. And then, because I watch them back, because I like to do that to myself. And it's so amazing. I want to make a sketch show with all of my past auditions once everything airs, because it's so bad to a point where this should be shared. This is just comedy at its finest.
Who should I say is calling? And other such fun one-liners.
Oh, is that a one-liner you had? Oh, is this confidential? Okay, you just made it up.
A one-liner, but they've And sometimes they make it, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they go as uncredited IMDb, and it comes back full circle.
That's so funny. I love that. Oh my God. Marcus, thank you for chatting with me. This was just a fun, random everything. I will add all the plugs that I can, all the tags and the fancy Instagram words. Yes, I will have a blooper segment. I love that. We will create a blooper segment. The comments are delayed on this, so it's people commenting the things I said before. I do appreciate the comments. It just sometimes it doesn't match up, and I'm like, what was I talking about 2 minutes ago? I don't know.
I'm going to watch back just to see the comments because I can't really read them again because of this weird mesh
That's
thing.
fair. It won't always make sense. And I wasn't trying to ignore them. I just honestly could not remember what we were saying, that the comment called for it. That was what happened. So
Same.
glad we clarify. Now we clarify. I appreciate everyone watching. I appreciate you for joining me. And enjoy the rest of your day. Keep doing your political stuff. And that sounded weird. Protest. Your political TikToks, for those of you who are just tuning in. Marcus does some very funny political TikToks, as well as other things, which I will tag. And please help me. I can't stop rambling. End this. Okay.
All right. Here's what I'll do. I'll just drop a bunch of stuff that I'm doing, and then we'll
do it.
So do the TikTok thing. You can get there at Marcus Colby, or also see them on Instagram and Twitter at Marcus DT Colby. Because it's different, I should fix that. Go check out Side Hustle, our sketches, which you can see on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Side Hustle Comedy. Also, great web series, The Isolationists, which you can catch on Facebook and YouTube. And I think those are the big things at the moment. Tune in next week on Chats with Robyn.
No, that was fun. Okay. Oh, I should have ended it. Darn it. Okay. Hold on. Bye.